As most of you have heard by now, Mike Perry was captured on video KOing an old man in a restaurant a couple of nights ago. Police reports alleges Perry struck several people, including a woman at the restaurant, which led to no arrest.
But y'all gonna tell the police that I fucking am you gonna tell the police? I'm not. I'll knock your old ass out too. You do it, motherfucker, you fat piece of shit. Hey, no. Hey! He grabbed my picture, stupid fuck. Hey, you wanna touch him too? Back up! Back the fuck up! Call the police! Please stop! Call the police! I ain't do shit!
The UFC has since released a statement on Mike Perry. UFC is aware and troubled by the video that was released last night concerning Mike Perry. The conduct displayed by Perry is no reflective of that of our organization. Perry apologized for his behavior and acknowledged that he was disappointed with himself that his actions may have reflected poorly on the UFC. He further acknowledged that he believes he has some issues related to alcohol abuse and has informed UFC that he is committed to immediately seeking professional treatment, including substance and behavioral counseling. At this time, the UFC has informed Perry that he will not be offered a bout. The UFC have also announced they'll be signing a new apparel deal with Venum Fightwear after the contract with Reebok expires, stating adjustments to the pay scale will result in across-the-board increases for all athletes effective April 2021.
Like I said in the Askren fight before and after, it's never personal, it's always bitten, and it's just people that I probably didn't get along too well with, you know, but Usman, for a fact, has crossed lines, and no other competitor that I've fought I've talked about. You know, he's talked about things he's gonna do to my butthole, which I don't understand why he's talking about my butthole. He's talking about my ethnicity, whether I'm this or that. He's telling people that I'm saying I'm God. You can't find the video or a Twitter thing or nothing ever saying that I said I'm God. So this guy's just doing a lot of things that are gonna cause him to get hurt in a very violent way. And if the referee trips on the way to stopping me and I get to get a couple extra punches, I wouldn't mind.
The super necessary punches is what you're saying?
They're gonna be a little bit more than the super necessary punches. It's gonna be something a little special around, you know. I'm gonna have to go into my fast forward speed and truly send this guy to another plane.
Like the toughness of the opponent, would you put him in that same level as some of those other guys, or do you not think he is actually as good as advertised?
Nowhere near as good as advertised. And that's why I'm here. I'm gonna prove it. I think he's mentally weak. And I can't blame the guy either. You know, he's got 17 personalities. He should have had him diagnosed, and maybe each one of his personalities needs to be on Adderall or some type of substance that he doesn't have so many personalities. So it's just his mental weakness is gonna come out on Saturday in an abundance. You know, the world's gonna see it, that I just took full advantage of this individual in his weak ass ways.
I'm true to myself, and I'm real with what I say. You know, my negotiations with the company are done behind closed doors, and they get done, which is why I'm here to fight. He was the one complaining, advocating, all fighters need to get paid, fighters need this, fighters need that. But the moment he got a little bit extra money, guess what? He said, bye, I'm out, I'm signing, and I'm gonna fight. So where's all that unity now? Where's all of that? You talked all this big game about, oh, you're not gonna fight if fighters don't get paid, but now here you are. You know, so it goes to show that he's out for himself. But you know, it is what it is. I'm glad he's getting some money for this because I wouldn't want to not get paid to get my ass beat by someone named the Nigerian Nightmare.
Now, out of all of the opponents that you've had in the past, where does Jorge rank?
He's the best. Out of each and every one of them, he's the best. He's the next guy in front of me. You know, he's the toughest guy in front of me. So, you know, I don't take him lightly. I'm going out there with all of that thoughts. You know, the thought that he is the best opponent that I've faced to date, and I have to go out there and treat him accordingly. No, he's a very, very tough fighter. He's very skilled. There's a lot of things that he does well. He had an incredible 2019, great year, coming out and doing the things that he did, and really kind of propelled him into the position that he's in. But you my job is always to go out there and derail all of that. My previous opponents were all doing the same. The one before that had 3 or 4 title defenses back to back, and I went out there and made him look like an amateur. And the last guy was on a 6-7 fight win streak, dominating performances, and I went out there and still got the job done. And nothing changes here. I understand that Jorge's tough. I understand that he's very skilled, and I do believe that he believes that he's going to come out and try to take my head off. I believe that, and I'm going to go out there, and like I said, I'm going to treat him accordingly, and I'm going to discipline him the appropriate way.
He said he's happy with what he got. He didn't get exactly what he wanted. So anyway, I'm happy, and I'm happy to see this fight. I mean, it's a little unfortunate, I guess, in some ways that he's only taking it on 6 days' notice. But you've got to admire the balls on that man. A lot of people talk about it. They claim to be that type of fighter, but to step in for a title fight on 6 days' notice, I mean, that's ballsy. Because I remember when I took mine on 2 weeks' notice, it wasn't ideal. And when I first found out about it, I was having a lot of doubt, because I thought, fuck, this is so typical. I haven't been training. I've been filming a movie. I haven't been, any kind of training I've been doing is going for a run or lifting weights. So I haven't been near a gym. I haven't sparred. I'm fighting a guy that's already beaten me. I've got one fucking eye. I've still got to finish filming the movie. And if I turn this down, I'm never going to get another one because I asked for it. And if I get beat, that's it. I'm never going to get a title shot again. And here's Usman, 16 years into his career. Finally, his career has never been hotter. Sorry, pardon me, Masvidal. Yeah, it's early. It's late, whichever one. And here he is, 6 fucking days. I mean, that takes a lot of courage. The fight, I mean, that's going to be amazing. It really is. Number one, just the fact that he's doing it under these circumstances, it just makes it so much more epic. And it's certainly a clash of styles in some ways. I mean, obviously Masvidal, he can wrestle. He's been doing this a long time. But Usman, I was watching some of his fights in preparation for commentating on the way over. His wrestling's just next level. I mean, he just fucking totally out-wrestles everybody. I mean, what he did to Tyron Woodley, he just threw him around, totally nullified everything, took him down, controlled him. So that's what Masvidal's going to have to be careful of. But Masvidal's way slicker. He's trickier on the feet. He's got excellent footwork. He's faster. So it's kind of a clash of styles. You've got the big, strong wrestler in Usman, who can strike, of course. And then you've got Masvidal, who's very slick. He's got excellent footwork. He's definitely got the speed advantage as well in the striking. I think a man can crack. I mean, look at him. He knocked out Darren Till, knocked out Ben Askren in 5 seconds. That was a fluke, but ish, you know what I mean? It wasn't a fluke, but I'm saying if he fought again, it probably wouldn't go down like that. But the knockout of Darren Till, that was spectacular.
What's up, everybody? Finally, we are going to Fight Island this Saturday night with a ridiculous card. Obviously, the main event, Usman versus Masvidal, the people's fight. This is the fight that everybody wanted. Fate made it come together. So here we are. A couple things I want to point out before we get started. These are all on ESPN. All the prelims here, they start at 8 o'clock on the East Coast. And then the main card on pay-per-view, the first fight, starts at 10 o'clock on the East Coast. Couple of fights you might not know about. Start right here. Zaleski Dos Santos versus Salikov. Dos Santos, he's 22-6, 14 knockouts with 3 submissions. He's been in and out of the top 15 for a while. Salikov, he's 16-2, 12 knockouts, 2 submissions, and he's looking for his 4th straight win. Both of these guys are creative strikers. They have highlight reel finishes all over the career. There's no way that this fight isn't a barn burner. Another fight you might not know about, right here. Ozdemir versus Prochazka. Former and current title contender versus risen light heavyweight champion. Volkan's nickname is No Time due to his consistent first-round knockouts. Volkan is looking to get back into title contention, and it's against Yuri Prochazka. Yuri is 26-3 with 23 wins by knockout. This one will lead to a new light heavyweight contender no matter who wins the fight. It's over. We're here, you guys. Fight Island this Saturday night. If you don't know, now you know.